You are about to listen to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast, hosted by Craig Forrestall. Find Craig on Twitter at that_sports_guy. The That Sports Guys podcast is proudly featured by NFL Draft Diamonds, your draft coverage king. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some football talk.
Hello and welcome to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. I am Craig Forrestall. You might know me from Twitter as at that_sports_guy. And joining us today is former Buffalo wide receiver Antonio Nunn. Antonio, what's going on with you?
What's up, everybody? I'm doing good.
Hey, I love it. I love the energy. Thank you for making the time to be with us. And Antonio, everyone's story starts out in their hometown. And for you, your hometown is Tampa, Florida. Antonio, what's it like growing up in Tampa?
Tampa, growing up in Tampa, it was pretty, challenging, from my end. My mom was a single mother, but she always makes sure me and my twin sister are active. She kept me in every sport you can name growing up. Everything was cool. I love my city. My city built me, and as y'all will probably find out during these questions.
And so now I want to stick there because I saw that you also competed in track and field in high school. Mm-hmm. What events did you compete in? And then what were all the different sports you played growing up?
In track, I competed in the 200, the 4x1, the long jump, the high jump, the triple jump. And that was all. And growing up sports-wise, I played, I did swimming first, baseball, basketball, like little street hockey. I tried golf, but it didn't work out. But and football.
So you literally played everything.
Yeah, everything, just to keep me active.
And now, Antonio, can you share with our listeners your experience with the Unsigned Preps Bus Tour? And can you also share what that is?
I could most definitely. Unsigned Preps Bus Tour was a chance. It's a chance to get high school students, athletes, the recognition, by taking them to these camps. It's a week. So let's say during that whole week, you might go to 6 to probably 8 camps. It's owned by Ricky Saylor, my good mentor of mine. But yeah, it's just the opportunity to get the kids out there, show they showcase, because a lot of kids, in my eyes, don't really get to go to camps, maybe because money issues or anything like that. And Unsigned Prep, growing up, did a big part of it for me and my family. It was affordable. And then after that, everything's on you. When you go to the camp, you got to show them your ability, and then you'll get the recognition you deserve.
Now, do you remember any of the other names that our listeners might remember that were on that bus tour with you, or any of the camps that you stopped at?
Oh, most definitely. Nate Craig Myers, Bentley Sanders, Devin Barrett, it was Terrence Williams. It was a lot of dudes on there. They had like Ray McLeod, Deion Kane, them the type of names that came to the top of my head right now. So, but the list goes on, So
mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then let's move to the recruiting process then for you. What was the recruiting process like for you then, Antonio?
It was good. It was from my end, after my sophomore year, I've been getting letters from Power 5 schools, and then it kind of slowed down after I got hurt my junior year. It was pretty tough on me. I didn't come back from injury, so I didn't know what to think, but Ricky Saylor, Unsigned Preps, he makes sure my head kept up, stayed up. He said, don't feel bad on yourself. Don't look at the rankings. Don't look at people with the stars, because, he say a lot of people just go, the big name schools just because they want the recognition, and it'll pay out. And luckily Buffalo came, Buffalo offered me the spring of going into my senior year. And after that, it was just said and done after that.
And then while you were at Buffalo, you've been able to play and learn from Anthony Johnson, most recently with the Steelers, and KJ Osborne, currently with the Vikings. Antonio, can you talk about the impact they had on you and your overall development as a wide receiver?
Yes, big impact. I call them my brothers. AJ, uh, his history from JUCO, and then coming to college, he always told me to, remain humble. Everything comes with a purpose. If you don't start right now, if you don't play right now, um, everything's gonna fall in line at the end. And then that's what I learned from AJ and KJ. Um, he was more of he was more of a talker, lead by example. AJ was lead by example, but KJ, he always came to me, no matter what you go through today, be where your feet are. If your feet's in class, make sure it's in class. That's all your mind should be. If it's in football, if you're in practice, your mindset's in practice, and then so on. If you got family problems, you could deal with that during the time. But like when you're in class football. So that's where I learned from those guys during the years we had together. It currently pay out for me and them. So I'm thankful for it.
And then, Antonio, I want to move to you wearing the number 41 during the MAC championship game. Can you share the significance of the number 41 within the Buffalo football program and the story behind the number?
Oh, most definitely. 41 came from Solomon Jackson, who was a fallen soldier, of our team. I believe the year before I came, he passed away. And since then, our coach, Coach Lipo, every game, someone is honored to wear the number 41. And I guess it came down to me, for me to honor him in our title game, and everybody on our team this year, we always say the 41, brings superpowers, whoever wears it, and to that individual. So I feel like it did a lot for me in that title game. If you guys watched, and I'm very honored to wear that number, and I will never forget it. So it brings a lot of purpose to our program.
And then for those of you that are not familiar with Antonio's performance in the MAC championship game, he had 13 catches for over 180 yards. So that's what he means when they talk about the superpowers that the number 41 brings. And then let's move on. Antonio, over the last 2 seasons, you've totaled 86 catches, 1,271 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Talk about your overall game as a wide receiver. Give us a self-scouting report.
I feel like when you watch me on tape, I may not get the as much opportunities I want as other receivers, but you could tell I impact the game. When the ball comes to me, I will win my 50-50 battles. I'm a good blocker, phenomenal blocker. I improved that tremendously in the past 2 years due to our run game. And I'm always on our receivers. You might not see it on tape, but even if the game don't go the way we want, I always make sure like it's a team sport. We got to do whatever we do, got to win, and that's what I bring to the table. Route running ability, is phenomenal, and that's what I feel like I bring to the table. So.
And then, Antonio, can you share with us how you're currently training for your NFL opportunity?
Yes, I'm here at the Exos facility in Pensacola, Florida. I wanted to stay home, near family, just because I didn't get the opportunity during the season and during like COVID issues. Like in case something happens, I can make my way home or whatnot. Exos here is phenomenal program training facility. We get the opportunity to see some NFL players come in and out of here, and we can ask questions about their experience and their training. They give us tips too while we're training. Exos make sure we're on a strict diet or a meal plan for our current weight, or if we want to gain or lose. And then the training is phenomenal. We're mostly busy every day, but that's what we expected. It's going to help at the end of the day. And then all the trainers, nutritionists, they're willing to help us. They always tell us there's no bad questions. They basically say they're player coaches. So that's why I chose exos, because the history behind it, and then how everybody performed at the when is their time to perform. So that's why I chose exos.
And then Antonio, what are you hoping to show NFL teams at your pro day workout?
One is I can run more different routes than what they used to see me run on film. I could run a variety of routes instead of like 3 or 4 routes. That's one. And two, my 40 time. They everybody know I'm fast, but I want to show them how fast. In person. So that's why I'm really focused on that pro day.
And then Antonio, what are your short-term and long-term football goals?
My short-term is to, get to the league and make sure it's no matter if I get drafted or undrafted, make sure I stay in the league. That's the main goal. Make sure I stay there in the long term. Is to leave with a gold jacket in the NFL. So that's my long-term and short-term goal.
And now, Antonio, we've spent a good amount of time getting to know you as an athlete on the field, but I have a few questions to take us away from the game. You ready for those?
Gotcha.
First question, what's the best advice you ever received?
The best advice, I would say, is from my uncle. He always told me to live without regret, because, I always used to be frustrated at people and, never forgive people and stuff like that. But he always told me, don't live like that, because you never know when you may need them. You might hold a grudge, and, that might be the wrong decision later in life. So, just live life to the fullest and just don't regret anything, So that was the best advice I received.
What's your favorite movie?
Everybody clown me on my favorite movie, but I say it's The Goonies. I like classics. So growing up, I love The Goonies till this day. So it would be The Goonies.
People are most surprised to learn what about you?
My personality. Everybody know I'm humble, but they don't know like how goofy I am. And then like a lot of people say it's good. Like they love to hang around with me, because I could be that friend, they can lean on. And they always get the, smile around me and joke around me. So, I make sure everybody feel comfortable around me. So.
What was the most interesting or memorable college class that you took?
Oh, marketing techniques. That was different because by the teacher, Mark Adler, I would say that's the best teacher, I had at Buffalo. I always make sure like every other year I like ask my academic advisor. I ask her, can I get Mark Adler as my teacher? But like from that year, my freshman year, he was always teaching us more than what school was, like life situations and stuff like that. So that was always memorable to me, because we used to have class talks. Sometimes we'll go over to work, but then, we'll get distracted and go over, how like to do checks, like a lot, like me coming in college, it wasn't a lot of people who know how to write checks or anything after that, So, he used to always teach us the way, and then he used to teach us about life, like his mistakes and what we should do. And that's why I say he the best teacher and most memorable college class I took.
And then final question that I have for you, Antonio. What's your favorite way to relax after a tough or stressful day?
Ooh. Oh, most definitely. Just come to the crib, throw back, take off the slides, and after a good shower, watch movies. Or I usually hit the hit my group chat, ask them what series to watch, or number one, we'll get on the game and get on Warzone, to make sure we talk, distance won't, like, even though distance is the problem, but we make sure we still have that connection with my brother since, 2016. So we always make sure we on the game together. They'll text, hop on the game, or you should watch this movie or not. So that's what mostly I'll be doing on my tough, stressful day.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is former Buffalo wide receiver Antonio Nunn. Like he said, he is an explosive athlete that is honing his skills at the world-famous Exos facility right now. And when his turn comes on his pro day, he's going to wow NFL scouts with the work he's put in right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that's former Buffalo wide receiver Antonio Nunn. I'm Craig Forstall. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey everybody, Craig Forstall. Thanks for tuning in and listening to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at @that_sports_guy to catch all the latest updates and podcast episodes. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.